You guys have been asking me to do videos back in front of the collection again, so I decided to do this video here today. This is my top 20 fall autumn fragrances for 2019 with one honorable mention, so if you want to find out what they are, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. I've been gone for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and I feel like I've been gone forever because I haven't recorded anything here in the studio for quite a bit. But now this is the first video I'm doing because I needed one for today. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm doing my fall autumn videos, I guess a little early, but I decided to do it because I'm back for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and I'm gone again. I'm going back to Europe. And this time I'm going for a whole month, a little over a month actually. So I'm going to try and do some stockpiling of videos here, and then of course I'll do some videos while I'm on the road. Anyway, let's get started. My honorable mention is from the house of CARON, Pour un Homme de CARON, this one right here. Now, I tried adding this in there in the list and it just wouldn't fit, so it ended up being an honorable mention or a number 21. Sometimes I fall out of love with this fragrance and then I get back into it. And since we did the lavender video several weeks ago, probably maybe about 2 months ago, I started really enjoying this one again. It's an inexpensive fragrance. And this is a designer list anyway, so I wanted to feature this one. Even though it's not technically a designer, I'm going to feature it in here as well. They've been around for ages, and this fragrance has been around for ages as well. So this is all about lavender. You've got vanilla, musk, and amber. That's pretty much it. It's to me, it's not necessarily ultra masculine, even though it was targeted to men when it first came out. I think it's still for men. It says pour un homme. Homme is men, but I think women can wear this one as well. It's very, very unisex to me. It's a great, great cozy lavender with vanilla and amber. So if you like bed scents and you like something that would kind of like soothe you into falling asleep, this is definitely one to try. So this is Pour un Homme de CARON by CARON at number 21. So at number 20, it's the house of Carolina Herrera, HOMME Prive. I want to also mention there's going to be a lot of new ones mentioned in here, and my numbering has kind of shifted around. Things have moved around, and new fragrances are going to appear. Fragrances are going to be dropped off, and this is the way I'm feeling it for this year. I had to go through this whole entire list of fragrances, and then I compiled this list. So you're going to see a lot of changes. But this one is at number 20, and I featured it at number 20 because it's kind of falling off. It's a great scent. I love the way it smells, but it is on the lighter side. It's definitely lighter. So I think it's perfect for fall, but I have a lot more interesting fragrances here for fall. But this one's all about leather, whiskey, tonka beans, cardamom, lavender. It's that whole HOMME kind of sugary, leathery fragrance, but it's got this booziness and then of course the lavender. It's a great scent. I just wish it was a little more intense. Anyway, that's number 20. This is a surprise. This went down to number 19. This is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. Why this is low? I got bored of it again. I really fell in love with it, and I was wearing it a lot last year, and I'm kind of bored with it. This is all about tonka beans, but for me, there's also lots of mandarin orange, mint, musk, sandalwood, and there's this like underlying aquatic touch to it, and I think the original definitely has a note listed of the aquatic marine notes, but this one doesn't on Fragrantica, but I pick it up. But it's a great scent. It's kind of down now, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure I'll come back around to it. Anyway, this is Allure Homme Sport at number 19. I'm going to the house of Guerlain, and this is L'Homme Idéal EDP. Now this one is down here because this one actually, still, even though it's an EDP, I find it to be kind of on the light side. And this one is all about cherries, almonds, vanilla, leather, tonka beans. Just a great, great scent. I absolutely love it, but I just wish it was a little more heavier, a little more intense. But it fits perfectly for the fall season because of its lightness. Even though it's an EDP, I find it to be very appropriate for fall. And you can pull it off in the winter time as well. I would put this in either list. And some of these might end up on the winter list as well. But here we have Guerlain L'Homme Idéal EDP at number 18. At number 17, we've got Mugler's Alien Man. And Alien Man here is a very, very underrated scent. It's a love it or hate it scent. There's a lot of love it or hate it scents these days. They're just not a conventional kind of scent. This one's all about cashmere wood, anise or licorice, leather, dill, amber, mint, beech. I just love the way it smells, but it's nothing like the woman's Alien. So if you were expecting an Alien for like similar to women's. For men, it's definitely not. It's just a different kind of a scent. I don't think it's been successful for Mugler. At least I don't think it is. But then again, there is a flanker of this which I kind of despised. I couldn't stand it. This one is a great scent, at least to me. But it is on the bottom because I have much more favorite scents. Anyway, check it out if you haven't. It's Mugler Alien Man at number 17. Number 16 going to the house of Prada, and it's Luna Rossa Black. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, we have a couple of ties in here as well, so I'll let you know. So there are definitely more fragrances, but I just couldn't figure out a way to put it. So at Luna Rossa Black Prada, I really do like this fragrance. It's perfect for fall, I think. There's Angelica in here, which sweetens up the fragrance, along with the tonka beans, the amber, and that patchouli. It kind of hints to me, I almost think like there's probably like some lavender in here, but it's not listed. But it's a great scent. It's powdery. It's not one of those syrupy, molassesy fragrances. It's just very powdery and airy, but it smells great. It does kind of hint a little bit at Bulgari Black to me. It really does, but it's not exactly identical. It just hints at it. And then there's also some touches of Midnight in Paris from Van Cleef and Arpels. This is really great scent. It's a great designer scent. I'm glad I have it and I love wearing it. So this is Prada Luna Rossa Black, 16. Next up, going to the house of Maison Margiela. This is Whispers in the Library. And speaking of Maison Margiela, I wanted to make these fragrances in this list to be on the less expensive side. So everything is around the 125 down to, you know, some at the discounters are really cheap. And the most expensive ones I have two Maison Margielas are these fragrances. The rest, you can find some deals. The Chanels are also not very easy to find with the deals, but the rest of the collection should be available in discounters. But this is Whispers in the Library. It's vanilla, woody notes, black pepper, cedar. It's a solid release from Maison Margiela, and it's very woody and peppery. There's peppery notes in here that come through, which is prominent, but there's also some underlying boozy touches as well. Very unique. There's another fragrance on the list that's way up at the top that might hint at a little bit, but this one seems to be a little more syrupier than that one. That one's just a little more drier, but really intense for an EDT. Anyway, this is Maison Margiela's Whispers in the Library. If you don't know it, check out my review. I do have a review of it, and it's a great solid release. So this is Whispers in the Library, Maison Margiela. Next, going to the house of Guerlain, and this is Habit Rouge Eau de Toilette. I didn't feature the EDP here with this one because I'll feature the EDP in a winter list. The EDP seems to be more vanillic. This one has a more prominent lemon note along with the vanilla. And then you also have some rose, got leather, carnation, sandalwood. Very classy masculine scent. The vanilla might throw some men off. It does have this sweetness to it, but other than that, it's a great solid release. It's a very classic release from the house of Guerlain, and it's an amazing scent. So it's a timeless scent. It's one that doesn't go out of style. So this is Guerlain Habit Rouge from Guerlain, and it's at number 14. At number 13, going to the house of Gucci, and this is Pour Homme 2. Now, Gucci Pour Homme 2 is one of those fragrances that I just can't get enough of. It's a great scent. It's got lots of unique touches to it, but it's all about tea. You've got lots of tea. You've got some cinnamon, adds a little bit of a spicy touch. Then there's the violet leaves in here, which is really unique. That throws in like slightly bit of a crunchy appley touches in there, because I get that from the violet leaves. And then in this, you also have some tobacco. The tobacco is very light though. Hints of it there. There's a little bit underlying black pepper touches in there as well, and there's some resinous myrrh touch. It's a great scent, but I find this to be an ultra masculine. I find it to be very unisex for some odd reason, but it doesn't bother me. It's a great scent and I love wearing it. It's also very cozy. If you like cozy scents, check out Gucci Pour Homme 2 from Gucci. That's at number 13. At number 12, going to the house of LALIQUE, and this is ENCRE Noir. So I'm putting in the eau de toilette versions of fragrances in here if there are eau de parfum versions of them, and this one is definitely the eau de toilette. And this is a great vetiver fragrance. Absolutely love this one, but I love the EDP a little more. I like Extreme, but this one is very dark, inky vetiver designer created by Nathalie Lorson. This is vetiver, cypress, cashmere wood, musk, and awesome scent. Very classy, very masculine. It's perfect scent for men. It's more masculine than this one, definitely. Lots more masculine. Very dark scent, but it's an amazing vetiver. It's a very great if you started dabbling in the world of fragrances and you want to kind of venture into some unique territory, definitely Encre Noire is one for you to try. So this is Encre Noire from LALIQUE at number 12. So at number 11 we have a tie. This is two fragrances. I couldn't really move them around, so I decided to make it a tie. So this is Maison Margiela by the Fireplace and Dior's Jules. These two fragrances, I had to put them together. So, By the Fireplace is all about chestnut, vanilla, gaiac wood, Peru balsam, cloves. It's a very, very beautiful, cozy, smoky kind of a fragrance that's very, very unisex. So this is unisex also. This is unisex. So a lot of these are men's targeted, but some can be pulled off by men, but men definitely can wear these too. But this is an absolute gem of a fragrance from this house. I think it's probably one of their most popular, at least to me it is. And it's a great scent to wear in the fall and in the winter too. I would feature this in the winter list as well. Awesome scent. And then Jules is one of those very, very classic fragrances. Those of you that are young noses might not be into this one as much because it does have very classic touches. It's very, it's a newer formulation. It smells like very powerhouse 80s kind of scents with the pine notes and the animalic activity type notes and resins and aromatic, pine and all those kind of stuff, and it's really, really a wonderful scent. It's not readily available here, but if you can find it, wear it, especially if you like those classic men's fragrances. So anyway, at number 11, tied, Maison Margiela by the Fireplace and Jules by Dior. So at number 10, we're going to the house of YSL, and I had to feature one oud in here, and the designer oud of all designer ouds is M7 Oud Absolu, and this one is a great oud, orangey, resiny, patchouli, ambery kind of oud. So with this one you have oud, patchouli, myrrh, orange, labdanum, and it's resiny, it's ambery. The labdanum kind of goes into an ambery kind of a balsamic territory. The orange is very bright and brightens things up. The patchouli gives it a very kind of like sparkly, woody edge to it. The myrrh, of course, is very resinous. And then the oud, it's definitely a synthetic oud, but smells great. Really great designer oud here. So this is YSL's M7 Oud Absolu. That's at number 10. At number 9, going to the house of Tom Ford, and this is Noir Extreme. Here we have a kind of a gourmand fragrance, and I think it's a very unisex fragrance, especially since they have a Noir Femme, which is very, very close, except that one leans a little floral. Other than that, it's very similar. It's interesting they didn't make it a unisex scent because it is from the Noir series for men. So I guess they figured that later it was very unisex. They would release a woman's bottled version. So this one has kulfi in the notes. Kulfi is an ice cream with pistachio, so it's pistachio ice cream, vanilla, cardamom, amber, nutmeg, sandalwood. It's delicious. It's really, really delicious. It's a great solid release from the house of Tom Ford. I don't know how it is matching or consistent with the previous editions of the Noir series, and especially since they also released Noir Anthracite, which I really loved, but got discontinued. Nobody was buying it. But anyway, this is a great release. It's Tom Ford Noir Extreme at number 9. So at number 8, we're going to the house of Costume National, and this is Homme. Costume National Homme is a great gem of a fragrance. This is also a little pricier, although it's matching the Chanel prices. This is 110 for a 100 ml bottle, suggested retail, I believe. So it's not overly expensive. There are discounts out there to be had as well. Chanel never discounts. I never see discounts for these two either. These are around $125. I think 126 suggested retail. But this one is cloves, cinnamon, sandalwood, cardamom, grapefruit, labdanum. So it's ambery, it's cinnamony, clovey, so it's spicy. It smells a bit like holidays. Perfect Thanksgiving scent with this one. Something in here gives it more of like a tea-like effect like this one. This one has tea in the notes listed. There's no tea listed here, but for some reason this one is like this with lots of not cardamom, but the cinnamon and cloves. It's very, very unique. I also pick up like dried fruits in here, like the smell of dried fruits like apricots, figs, and plums and things like that. So it's a very, very lovely scent. It's very unisex to me. I think it's a very unisex scent. I think women can totally pull this one off. If you like that kind of a scent, check it out. It's Costume National Homme. That's at number 8. Going to the house of Mugler again, and this is Pure Havane. As you can see, my list is completely changed. There are some new offerings here, of course, but there will be more new offerings coming up. So this is Mugler Pure Havana at number 7. So this is all about honey, tobacco, vanilla, cacao, patchouli, amber. And I also want to mention I did not feature pure malt in this video. I'm kind of bored of that fragrance. I don't know, it keeps going back and forth. I did feature these two Muglers. But this one is one of the very solid releases from Mugler. This is all about honey with tobacco. It's a beautiful scent. You got that cherry-like vibe in there thrown in. Vanillic, the cacao kind of nibs comes through, light hints of it, but to me it's mostly about honey and tobacco. It's a delicious scent. This one actually to me doesn't seem like it's gotten the reformulation or I don't know what it is that is bothering me with pure malt. Pure malt seems it's gotten kind of like reformulated and not smelling as great as it used to be. This one seems to be smelling the same, at least to me. I don't know if you guys are experiencing it, but this is a great solid release from the House of Mugler. So this is number 7. It's Pure Havane. I feel like this has become more of a Guerlain list. So at number 6, going to the House of Guerlain, which I recently did a comparison with Guerlain Homme and Guerlain Homme Le Boisee. I left Guerlain Homme for a winter list, but I have Guerlain Homme Le Boisee because I mentioned in that video this is perfect fall fragrance. And as also you haven't seen Guerlain Vetiver. This is, I think, my new favorite Guerlain Vetiver. This is a very limey, citrusy vetiver. You've got a pretty potent lime note in here. You also have vetiver, you got woody notes, you got the green grass note, you got mint. It's fresh, refreshing. This one I think also probably better for the warmer fall days or autumn days rather than the cooler days. This one is better for the cooler days. This one is definitely better for cooler days. But this one seems a little fresher, so you would probably pull this one off more in the warmer fall days. But it's a great scent. It's a classy, gentlemanly scent. But I think it's not overly masculine. Women can pull it off as well. So this is Guerlain Homme Le Boisee. Check it out. Check out my video comparing this one with the Homme version. Next, going to another Guerlain. This is Heritage. Awesome scent. It's so good. So this one is here, and I love it, but I had a hard time putting it with the rest of the list, so I ended up here. Also because maybe I'm getting burnt out because I use a lot of it. But watch my comparison video of this with the EDP version. I prefer this one, and I probably will not feature the EDP in the winter list, but this one is very, very sexy. It's patchouli, sandalwood, lavender, amber, oak moss, juniper. So great. To me, it's all about the patchouli and sandalwood with hints of lavender thrown in. You also pick up that oak moss, and then it has the ambery kind of a base. So it's very aromatic, it's very woody, it's very masculine, it's very sexy. It's an awesome, awesome scent. Check it out. It's Guerlain Heritage Eau de Toilette. Going to Guerlain, no, not Guerlain, going to Gucci Guilty Pour Homme Cologne. I know this is a love it or hate it fragrance. I don't know what's going on with Gucci. These very polarizing fragrances. I think their last release, the one I just reviewed, I think a lot of people hate it. I don't mind it. It's not like a groundbreaking release, but I really like this one. This is a great powdery men's classy fragrance. It's all about cypress, juniper. The heliotrope in here is what gives you that powdery touch. There's a violet, there's rosemary. It's a great scent. It reminds me of classy masculine fragrances of the old days, but not like your powerhouses. Before that, kind of very aftershave-y, kind of barbershop-y kind of a unique twist to it. It's a great scent. Check it out if you don't know it. I think Gucci's releasing fragrances that are very polarizing. This one, a lot of haters, and there's a lot of lovers. I'm one of the lovers. So that's at number 3. I'm sorry, that's at number 4. Number 3, a brand new one. It's LALIQUE Pour Homme. This one right here. Finally got this one. I haven't had it for a long time. This one is a lavender balm to me, but it got lots of cedar and iris along with it, and it has an underlying vanilla touch in there as well. It's a great scent. I think this one kind of hints at a little bit of this one, so I'm glad I have this one now. I can, you know, use it and kind of use it and compare it. It's not the same, but I'm really, really digging this one. Just really, really love lavender lately, and this is a brand new pickup. If you like classy men's fragrances, if you like, you know, gentlemanly fragrances, perfect for fall, then check out LALIQUE Pour Homme. That's at number 3. Number 2, going to the house of Bottega Veneta. It's Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. This is a brand new, not necessarily ultra brand new, but it's been around here for me, and I'm digging it. It's a late discovery, even though I've known about it quite some time. I've sampled it, but sometimes you sample things over and over again and you don't love it, and then all of a sudden it clicks and you are into it, and that's what happened with this one. Now this one is all about pine, fir, leather, juniper, patchouli, bergamot. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so classy. It's so masculine. I love those pine notes, the fir notes, the juniper, the patchouli, bergamot with leather. It does dry down a bit leathery, and it hints a little bit at Memo Paris's Russian leather, just a tad bit. And so good. It's so good. It's very classy. It's definitely masculine. This one I don't find it to be too appealing to women, but maybe some women might dig it. But this is an ultra classy, gentlemanly release from Bottega Veneta, and it's at number 2. So this is Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. Number 1, I have a tie again. I've got Dior's tied. I don't have Dior Homme Parfum in the video. I have Dior Homme Intense tied with Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Him. So I posted a photo of myself on Instagram yesterday saying for what to come today, and I was referring to this video. This is something that I discovered recently, even though I've known about it many times, because I go shopping a lot in France, and this I've seen it at Sephora's and various stores, even in the Zadig and Voltaire stores, and I've loved everything about it and just never owned it. I brought it back last January from my trip to Europe, and I just left it. I didn't even deal with it, but finally I pulled it out and started wearing it. In love with it. This is lots of incense. You also have sandalwood, lots of black pepper, and there's some ambery touches. It's dry. It's a dry release, and I think I was mentioning earlier there was another fragrance in here that might be similar. It's the Whispers in the Library. This one right here. They kind of have similarities, but this one I'm digging it because it's like a massive cloud. This one is softer, doesn't project as much, but even though this is eau de toilette, they're both eau de toilette. This one is kind of big and intense, and I like that about it. And I love this one. The black pepper, the vanilla, the sandalwood, and the incense, amazing combo. It's created by the woman that created this loveliness right here, Nathalie Lorson, with another woman, I think it's another woman, Ariane Guichard. Anyway, that's number 1, along with Dior Homme Intense. Of course, Dior Homme Intense has now been repackaged as far as the box goes. I recently saw in Europe, but I believe the juice is the same. I haven't really tested it out. But Dior Homme Intense is what Dior Homme Parfum became, and what Dior Homme used to be. And it smells like Dior Homme Parfum, but not as intense, not as deep, not as rich, not as big in your face. This one is perfect for fall, I think. It might even be a little overwhelming for fall, but I absolutely love it. Anyway, that's at number 1 as well. So Dior Homme Intense and Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Him. Check this one out, guys. It's a designer house from France. They're a chain of clothing stores that I see when I go to various cities. I can see the stores there. The pricier side of clothing, but the fragrances are definitely really great fragrances. Anyway, that's my list, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Let me know what you plan on wearing this coming fall and autumn season. Niche video will be up soon. I'm not sure when, maybe within a couple of weeks. As I said, I am traveling to Europe again. I leave on the 10th, and I should be back within the 10th of the following month. Lots going on, and hopefully I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe I'll even do some live videos, hopefully, we'll see. But anyway, let me know what you're going to be wearing for fall. Let me know if you've tried these fragrances. Let me know if you know them, if you own them, or if you've been wishing them and you've been wanting to hear from people. Anyway, check this one out. As I said, it's a great release. Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.